Since we're still sheltered in place, I thought maybe I'd do a quick video if you're at home and maybe have some extra stuff in your fridge, don't want to go to the store and possibly be in contact with a bunch of people. I'm thinking I'm going to do a video today on how to make fridge pickles. Now, fridge pickles are a lot easier than the regular kind of brined standard pickles that you think about when you think about making pickles, which usually you have to go through a whole canning process of heating up the jar so that you don't get germs and nasty stuff growing in your pickles. But there's a really simple, easy way to make them that a lot of people don't realize. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that today. So if you're in a situation at your house where you've got vinegar laying around, peppercorns, red pepper flakes, stuff like that, you could just whip up some pickles and those will be good for about a month or two in the fridge. So it's kind of a cool recipe to have on hand just in case. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that now. Alright, here's all our stuff. We've got our cucumbers. They're a little bit bigger than usual. Big clump of dill. We're not going to use nearly all of this dill for this recipe. I just have a bunch. Got some peppercorns. Probably won't need this much either. And we have, a lot of people use red pepper flakes in their pickle recipe. I actually like to use these home-dried habanero flakes. We actually dehydrate the habaneros. We have this other one that is habanero and Reaper pepper mixed that my husband, he likes to grow and eat Reapers, so he put that together. It's kind of his favorite spicy one. We're going to use just a regular ball jar for this. Make sure that it has a top that closes really tight. Alright, and here's our 4 cucumbers. Now, it's important to remember with these cucumbers, this top part that has the stem, that actually has an enzyme in it that'll make the pickle get really soft, so you have to make sure that you cut that off before you put the cucumbers inside the jar. I'm going to use white vinegar. A lot of people use apple cider vinegar with their pickle recipe. I personally don't really like the flavor of it. I usually save apple cider vinegar for the livestock, actually. I like to use white vinegar or champagne vinegar for my pickles, but you can use whatever you want. Alright, so you're going to see the pickle is a little bit too tall. I'm going to go ahead and chop it just to fit the jar. You can use the ends for something else like salad, or if you want to make another jar of pickle rings, you can do that. I've chopped off the ends here just to be sure that they don't get soft and mushy. I really like crispy, crunchy pickles personally. I've cut them into quarters and I'm just going to stuff them in the jar. Super easy. Pack it pretty full. There's still some space in there, as you can see. This is 2 cloves of garlic. I've halved it and I'm actually going to put it in a garlic press. You can put whole cloves of garlic if you want, but just if they start to turn blue, that's normal. That's kind of a part of the chemical reaction. For some reason, when garlic sits in vinegar for a while, it turns blue. I think it's an enzyme that's released. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and put the dill in. Make sure you pull the dill off of the stem. As you can see, it's on this long stem. We don't want that inside the pickle jar. It doesn't really have any flavor in it. I'm just going to stuff it. Make sure you get it evenly distributed if you can. Alright, that's kind of what it looks like. See, there's dill, a pretty good amount. Now we're going to do the same thing with our chopped onions. People use sweet onions for this. I use a white onion. Some people use Vidalia onions. It's kind of up to you, whatever you want to use. You don't even have to do onion if you don't want, but I personally like it. I'm just going to do the same as what I did with the dill. Stuff it in there as far as I can. You can even do this step while you're putting the cucumbers in too if you want. It's up to you. You can kind of tell that it's not super evenly distributed, but it's okay. Once you add the liquid, it's going to pretty much just soak all that flavor up all through the jar. There we go. Looking good. Alright, now I'm going to heat up on the stove a pan, and in it I'm going to put my white vinegar and my water. That's ½ cup of each. I'm going to put in my peppercorns. That's 1/4 teaspoon. My sugar. That is 1/4 teaspoon. 1½ teaspoons of granulated kosher salt. And I'm going to put in, to taste, the pepper flakes. It says a pinch. I usually put a little bit more because I like it spicy. And then our garlic, which is 2 cloves. Stir it up. This takes only a few minutes. It's really just heating it on about low to medium just until the salt and the sugar dissolve. Doesn't have to be boiling. And then we pour it over our pickles in our jar. There we go. Looking beautiful. And we're just going to put the top on, screw it on really, really tight as you can. And there we go. Easy as that. We're just going to put it now in the fridge and let it sit for 24 hours, and then we're going to check on them tomorrow. Thanks again for stopping by, you guys. I'll see you next time. I think hopefully we're going to be installing the fence. It's supposed to arrive at some point today. Probably the next video is going to be installing the fence and getting ready for this year's bee. So I'll keep you posted on what happens with that.